According to science, mosquitoes are the most dangerous animals to have ever lived on planet Earth. About 700 million people acquire a mosquito-borne illness every year. Approximately 1 million of them die from these illnesses. There are about 3,500 species of mosquito that live all over the world except Antarctica. When conditions are suitable, mosquitoes breed by the trillions. A single female mosquito can lay about 200 eggs in her lifetime. Only female mosquitoes feed on blood. Male mosquitoes feed on plant nectar and do not transmit diseases. Mosquitoes bite some people more than others. This statement is correct and it is backed by scientific evidence. One of the reasons mosquitoes are attracted to certain individuals is the specific chemical signature they emit. Mosquitoes have highly sensitive olfactory receptors that can detect carbon dioxide, lactic acid, ammonia, and other volatile organic compounds exhaled and secreted by humans. In fact, a mosquito can detect carbon dioxide from as far as 164 feet away. People who produce more carbon dioxide, such as those who are larger and more physically active, are often more attractive to mosquitoes. This is why children suffer less mosquito bites compared to adults. Genetics also influence a person's likelihood of being bitten. Research suggests that genetic differences can account for variations in body odor and blood type. Studies have found that individuals with blood type O are more likely to be bitten by mosquitoes compared to those with other blood types. This is thought to be because mosquitoes can detect certain blood type antigens that are secreted through the skin. Additionally, some people are genetically predisposed to produce more of the chemicals that mosquitoes find attractive. Pregnant women are more attractive to mosquitoes, likely due to a combination of increased body temperature and greater carbon dioxide production. Mosquitoes use their eyes to target potential victims. Research shows that mosquitoes gravitate more toward dark and high contrast colors, such as green and black surfaces, suggesting that it is easier for them to detect these colors. In hot weather, it can take as few as 5 days, up to a month, for an egg to develop into an adult mosquito. The female mosquito mates only once in her lifetime. Female mosquitoes, primarily of the Anopheles genus, need blood for their eggs to develop. Therefore, it finds a host and drinks a full meal of blood. It then rests for 2 to 3 days to digest the meal and allow her eggs to develop. By following this reproductive cycle, the female Anopheles mosquito may seek a blood meal from an individual infected with malaria. The mosquito eventually becomes a carrier of the malaria-causing parasites. Malaria is caused by the Plasmodium parasite. There are 6 species of Plasmodium that infect humans, with Plasmodium falciparum and Plasmodium vivax being the most common and responsible for the vast majority of malaria deaths. In the year 2022, about 249 million global cases of malaria resulted in an estimated 608,000 deaths, with 80% being 5-year-olds or less. About 95% of the cases and deaths occurred in sub-Saharan Africa. Now, when an infected mosquito bites a human, it injects saliva containing Plasmodium sporozoites into the bloodstream. The sporozoites travel to the liver and infect the liver cells. Inside the liver cells, they multiply and develop into merozoites. This phase can last from a week to several weeks, depending on the Plasmodium species. The liver cells eventually burst, releasing thousands of merozoites into the bloodstream. A single infected liver cell can release up to 40,000 parasites into the bloodstream. These merozoites invade red blood cells, where they continue to multiply. The cycle of invasion, multiplication, and release from red blood cells is what causes the fever and chills of malaria. Some merozoites develop into sexual forms called gametocytes, which circulate in the bloodstream. When another mosquito bites the infected person, it consumes these gametocytes, starting the transmission cycle all over.